Hey friends, Crystal with Takatero here. I am here to give you your solar eclipse and new moon in Gemini reading, which the solar eclipse and new moon will occur Thursday, June 10th here in North America, or in the Western Hemisphere, I guess. My apologies for not being here for the full moon in Sagittarius. A couple of reasons for that that are entwined, actually. I was having technical difficulties. I actually recorded a reading twice. But then and I could see it recording, but the recording disappeared, just like in thin air, vanished twice. So I took that as a message that I needed to keep that message to myself. And that actually made sense. Because I've been getting a lot of energetic downloads, a lot of different things going on in the last few weeks. My third eye is like throbbing. And my sleep is erratic and my energy is all over the place. And yours might be as well, pardon the cat. The cat is also having episodes lately. But you may be feeling really frenetic energy as well right now, especially as we lead up to this new moon in Gemini. And there's a very big and exciting reason for that, and that is the full shift into the age of Aquarius. So back in December of 2020, December 17th, was the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So, we started moving out of Pisces energy. Aquarius started showing up on the scene, and the last 6 months have essentially been cleaning house, moving energies, increasing vibrations, removing energies, changing vibrations. There's just been a lot of shifting and moving and reorganizing on the individual energetic level, but also on the larger collective and on the planet as a whole. A lot of the cleanup work started in 2020, the majority of 2020. COVID, as horrible as it was and is, was by design. And the timing is not by accident, by any stretch of the imagination. So anyhow, I was not able to be here with you all for the full moon, and I think it was just meant to be that way. It was meant for me to take that time out to recalibrate my own self, get my own downloads, my own messages. I mean, I'm a tarot reader and I'm an intuitive, and work with energy. And that puts me on a certain plane, but I'm also of this earthly plane, and I'm working out my own karmic contracts as well. So, just because you're an intuitive, a tarot reader, a healer, or all of those things, does not mean that you are above anyone or any of it. So, I was very humbled in the last few weeks on some of the messages that I've been receiving. So anyhow, let's get into, first, got to do my little plug. I'm so terrible at that. I'm telling you, like, I'd love to do these for free, and I would do them all for free if, we didn't live in a market economy. But we do. But I always forget to put in my shameless plugs. So I do give personal readings. If you are interested in that, you can check that out at takatero.com, Taka tarot.com. I also have what's known as a lunar smudge series. So, those of you that know, smudging with sage and other plant medicines, I have blends specific to moon cycles, and there's some animal totems attached to those as well. And you can also find that on my website at takatero.com. Again, that's Taka tarot.com. Alrighty, friends, let's get into this reading for the new moon in Gemini and the solar eclipse. Alrighty, first up, you've got, how many majors do we have in here? 2. Very nice ones, too. So first up, excuse me. So I'm reading from the David Bowie Starman Tarot, full deck. Usually, those of you that have watched my channel before, watched my readings before, know that I have used the David Bowie Starman Major Arcana cards often in readings, but very rarely do I use the full deck. But that was one of the downloads that I've received in the last few weeks because of the imagery in this deck and how intricate and complex it is, and given how intricate and complex our current energies are, and the collective energies are, I have been pushed, not called, pushed to use this entire deck. So We're going to get real funky with some energy here. Very fun. Alrighty, so back to it. Okay, so first up is the alien, or the hermit in traditional decks. This is in this deck. It's the alien, and aptly named, frankly. Again, this is why I've been kind of called or pushed to use this deck. So what I'm reading here is that you have most likely been in quite the hermit phase. And I'm not talking about, COVID, lockdown, everybody had to do that, wait till you're vaccinated kind of isolation or hermit phase. No. Even if you've been around people, you've been in hermit phase. You've really gone within. And I really want to focus on the use of the word alien here. I think you've gone within because there have been some shifts for you in the last, I would say 6 months for sure. Probably longer, though. Probably the last year and a half would be the larger range that I would give, where you feel a little alien, where, your energy has been shifting, your vibration has been rising, it has been changing, and it's just not fitting the mold anymore. The energies that we've been accustomed to in the Piscean age, and all of us listening to this read have lived our entire lives in the Piscean age, because that was about 2,000 years long. And unless somebody's 2001, Piscean age has been the business. So, I think for a long time, and maybe even longer than this year and a half, maybe prior to that, it was kind of this innate feeling of, I'm sort of an alien. I'm a fish out of water. These systems don't make sense to me, right? This capitalistic, paternalistic, violent, sexist, money-grubbing hot mess that we've been living in, this low vibe, overly sexed bullshit, has never really been my jam. But, I had to get the job and do the thing and blah, 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 and I had to toe the line, and I did the thing, but it didn't feel like a fit. And maybe that was a really innate feeling for a long time. That was just kind of a thing that was under the surface. But in the last year or so, last year and a half, definitely the last 6 months, it's starting to feel really alien. Really alien. And looking at the imagery of this card, so we've got a cave here, and the cave is very, if we were looking at that chakra colors, the cave is very closely aligned to the sacral chakra color of orange. So, that is your sexuality. That is, it's not your root chakra, but it's down there in the roots. It's your creative expression. It is you, right? There's a lot lives in the sacral chakra, and that's why a lot of us humans have to do much, much work on the sacral and root chakras when we decide to come to this particular plane. So, there's probably been a lot of work going on in those particular chakras for a while. And now this alien is starting to feel less alien and more comfortable with the energy shifts. And I say that because of these little lights here. And apologies for the glare. I rarely do these reads with daylight, but then again, we are going into summertime and it's daylight till like 11. So anyway, apologies for the glare. So these energies here, this blue and purple that's seeping into this cave, that's your third eye, and that's your crown chakra energy, right? It's starting to come into this hermit mode. This alien is starting to connect with these higher energies and is starting to finally get the validation that, hey, you know what? Not fitting the mold that has been the mold, being the black sheep, is actually the business. That's the way to go, right? So you're starting to feel more comfortable. You're starting to feel less alien, or the alien is starting to become the norm. I dig it. I dig it. There's a little light down here. There's some reading down here. You've been studying up. You've been making this happen, and things are starting to align. Things are starting to make more sense. There's black, kind of representing the unknown behind this person, and this person is okay with that. Got little DNA spirals in here. So there's a lot of interconnectivity within the body and the chakras in this particular card, and a lot of white light, a lot of innocence, a lot of new. Okay, nice start to this read. Yowza. You didn't get there without some heartbreak, though. That's how we learn, yeah? So this is the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is often about heartbreak. This particular card, though, this particular Three of Swords, again, apologies for this glare. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a little closer here. Sorry, friends, I'll describe. So this particular one, a lot of times this card will represent, third-party situations, betrayals, right? Relationship betrayals from people that you trusted, whether it was intimate relationship or family or whatever. And sure, I'm sure there was a lot of that in the mix as well. That's a thing that happens to us people, right? But the imagery in this particular card is interesting to me. We have two masks here, okay? And then we have an eagle and we also have a hawk feather. So what I see with these masks is where the betrayal has really lain in recent past or in a good part of your life. The masks have been the masks that you put on for yourself, right? Kind of fooling yourself into, or not even fooling yourself, trying to convince yourself that whatever conventional bullshit you were trying to do, or whatever path your parents wanted you to do, or whatever, right? Whatever karmic crap you were trying to clean up for others, other people's problems that you were trying to fix. Those were masks that you were putting on, and the only person that you were really fooling was yourself, and you weren't fooling yourself either. Okay, so you're realizing that. You're realizing that because we have an eagle here, and that is a high-powered symbol. That is a high-powered animal. That's about as close to spirit as you can get. And then you have the hawk feather, which is all about focus and precision, and thinking things through and planning ahead, and striking when it makes sense. Very very intuitive. Hawks are very intuitive animals. So, and they're kind of like you've got these two really heavy bird totems here, really high-powered bird totems, sort of bookending this in here, and then you've got a big old heart that's kind of bleeding out. So I think what you've been realizing, while you've been in this hermit mode and doing shadow work, right? This guy looks a little shadowy. And then we've got kind of an illuminated embryo over here, questions. There's art. There's like I say, this deck, there's a lot of complex stuff going on here. And then we've got swords made out of wood. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I think what you've been doing here is you've been doing shadow work, and you've really been digging deep, and you've been looking yourself in the face. You've been taking these masks off, and you've been really seeing what is real, what is manufactured, what you put in your own way. And I think what you did is you found out that your heart is more than just an organ. Your heart is your essence. So these masks are getting ripped off. You are now taking some high-powered advice from some very high-powered spirit animals, and you are moving forward. Love this, love you. Even more so, because you've got two aces, and these are like the most fabulous aces. Aces are always cool. They're new beginnings. They're exciting stuff, right? You're kind of launching into a new cycle, new adventure, new chapter whenever you see an ace, regardless of the suit. But I really appreciate that these two came out, and that these two came out back to back, because this is a very distinct message for me. So first up, we've got the Ace of Wands. Gorgeous card, okay? All of the wands are, again, made of wood. I think it's called the Mother Tree. It's in California. I don't know, look up, Google Mother Tree, California. I should remember this name. It's a beautiful, gnarled, amazing tree. The tree's like 3,000 years old. I don't know. Gorgeous. So anyway, the wands in this deck are meant to be the gnarled wood of that mother tree that I speak of. So, a lot of wisdom in that imagery, okay? A lot of wisdom in plant allies anyhow. Plants are the oldest beings and the oldest teachers on the planet. The only thing older than that are the planets themselves. So if you're getting medicine and you're getting, information from plants, you're talking to some really old souls, right? We humans, our egos have got us so turned around and so backwards, and we think that we're the boss of things and we're at the top of the food chain. That's absolute bullshit. We are all in kindergarten and none of us are in the driver's seat. Okay? Remember that. Things will go easier if you remember that. So be humble and ask these different allies. Talk to animals, right? Figure out who these animal spirits are. Figure out who these plant allies are. Talk to them. Anyway, side note. Back to this. So Ace of Wands. Now look at all this fire. Fire, power. So this is the fire element. Wands is fire element. But I mean all of these colors. We've got red, we've got yellow, we've got sacral, or we've got orange. So we've got sacral, solar plexus, root. We got a little bit of pink up in there. Why not, right? And there's just like things are firing off. I think you are feeling quite a bit of firepower energy. Makes sense given the elements. We had full moon in Sagittarius, and that was also a lunar eclipse. And there was just a lot of, and we were moving into Gemini season at that time. We were right on the cusp of that. So what happens when air and fire meet? It's very explosive. So in the last couple of weeks, and going back to maybe this is kind of a mini like, hey, this was the full moon in Sagittarius energy that Crystal couldn't find the damn videos for after she recorded them. So you may have been feeling for the last couple of weeks in between these moon cycles a lot of creative energy, a lot of creative bursts, a lot of downloads, a lot of just straight up high energy, right? Like I can't sleep. I want to dance all over my apartment. I feel like I just need to move, and no matter how much I move, I still have so much energy. Wow, my head is on fire, right? That's okay. That's good. That's good. That's where a lot of these sparks will come. And what you do with these sparks, and see, these are a lot of new ideas. We got sperm right up in here, okay? We got little sperms right up in here. So a lot of new ideas come from Ace of Wands, come from that fire energy. Like, I'm going to start this project. I'm going to do this thing. I've always wanted to be a fill in the blank. I'm going to go for it this time. And, instead of just being like, well, I should do that, and okay, and then you kind of like poo-poo it away and get in your own way and it doesn't happen, you might actually be making some moves, or at the very least making some plans. Nice. However, I say that because like instead of just like, oh, kind of pipe dreaming and then you let it go, you get distracted and it's over. I feel like there's a little bit more firepower, a little more backing to it because it's a little more balanced energy. Because then you got the Ace of Cups. Now, Cups is water, Cups is emotion. Tamps down that fire a little bit, right? Nice balance here. Really nice balance. And since this is the suit of emotions, these cups, again, sorry for this glare, since this is the suit of emotions with these cups, the projects and ideas and plans that you're looking towards and making moves around is from the heart. It's soul work, whatever it is. Whether you want to be a healer, whether you want to be a teacher, whether you want to be a musician or an artist, whether you want to be a mother, whatever that soul drive is, that's what's driving this fire energy and this spark, which is very nice and balanced because this alone, and especially if there were other cards in relation to it, this alone could be very ego-driven, right? Like, I got to do this thing out of spite. I got to do this thing because I'm running out of time, like any of us know. I got to do this thing because of status. I got to do this thing because I need more fucking money. I don't make enough money or whatever, right? Like this can go off the rails, this energy. But with this here, it's a different kind of work. It's soul work. It's hard work. It's work that you've earned. It's ideas that you've really dug into and perhaps collaborated and co-created with spirit. And they're growing, and you can see it. You got little beanstalks here growing up to the heavens. Nice. And I say, keep doing it. Because next up you've got the sun. Not only is the sun one of the best cards in the deck. One of the best cards. In relation to the cards that we've already talked about here, it is an excellent card to be seeing, especially in the placement of this particular read. And remember, this is a new moon in Gemini that is backed up by the power of the sun. You can't get much better than that, okay? That is some beautiful firepower energy. You've got the Gemini, this or that energy, right? You've got twins. You've got two entities working. Haha, see what I did there? And you've got this nice, heavy, fiery, masculine energy of the sun pushing you towards that, giving you that firepower, giving you that energy to keep going. So if you're in Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups energy with whatever you're working on, whatever you're kind of vibing with here, this card's saying keep going. If you're doubting yourself, knock that shit off. Princess of Pentacles. Yummy. More birth, more abundance. Pentacles, earth, so this is earthly plane. I mean, these are things coming to fruition in this lifetime, perhaps in real time. She's not the Empress, okay? Right? The Empress has been there, done that, and that's why she's the Empress, right? She knows how to make it happen. She's done that feminine, intuitive, energetic thing a few times now, right? Like she's a seasoned mother. She's given birth to many things, so much so that she can, she can be a doula for others, right? Princess of Pentacles is a new mom, and it could be a literal new mom. Okay, if so, congratulations. It could be a brand new project, again, going in a different direction, taking some of these masks off and going, you know what, I'm not the 9 to 5, blah, blah, blah. You know what, I'm not going back to an office, the hell with that. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and get that funky haircut and all those tattoos, and I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. And I'm going to make it happen, I'm going to make it work, whatever. So, new energy, new birth, very exciting stuff. And we have more growth here. And we have growth going into an eye. Again, a lot of crown chakra energy here. And then that nice solar plexus sacral combination. So a lot of interconnectedness and a lot of alignment with chakras throughout this read thus far. She's wearing a red skirt or dress, root chakra down below. We've got some fruits. We've got we got a red shoe here. We've got plants. There's a lot of growth and abundance in this card, just in the imagery of this card, right? And a lot of chakra alignment going along in this card as well. So again, this is like a love-in for you right now. This reading is like a love-in, saying, hey, you know what? Whatever you've been cooking up, whatever you've been dreaming about, especially in the last 6 months, okay, especially in this transition period between the dawning of the age of Aquarius and now really kind of diving into the energies and changing and raising the vibration of the entire collective and of the planet that we are doing now with this new moon in Gemini and solar eclipse. I've been kind of joking with people that I've been doing reads for that, one of the reasons that the energy has been a lot lighter and been a little more frenetic and been really exciting for people that are, kind of raising their vibe in tandem with the collective and kind of planetary raising of the vibe. It feels like a coming out party for empaths. Right? Like, finally, I'm coming out. Finally, we get to bring our love and our magic and our ways to the forefront and maybe, just maybe, get a little respect, right? Instead of being the weirdos and the, pick your derogatory term and, you're not money driven. Well, let me take advantage of that. Or, dog eat dog, killer be killed, you have to screw people over to survive. All the bullshit that we've been doing for the last God knows how many years, right? Just toxic, sick shit. So, this read kind of echoes that again on like, hey, this energy that you're feeling, this positive energy where maybe you're not feeling so alien, where maybe now the alien is the norm, you're not making things up. Okay, you're not seeing things. You're not you're not pretending this is real life. This is your life. Next up, you've got the Five of Pentacles. Now, I'm reading this in two different ways. Maybe three, considering how blurry this is. I'm just kidding. This camera, friends, there are some days I just want to throw it out the window. Whatever. Okay, so this is the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles, and, you know, looking at this, the Five of Pentacles here, there's a lot of despair. We've got two beggars down below. You know, they've got very little. They're digging in the trash. They're asking for more. There's pentacles floating all around them, all above them, and they're gold and they're green, and they don't see them. Now, that imagery is really important. That, you know, kind of begging, poverty mentality. Nani, stop. Sorry, the cat is having an episode. Stop it. This poverty mentality. And not seeing the riches that you already have, okay? I mean, in this card, there's a ton of green, there's a ton of gold, it's a really lush garden, and there's a bunch of pentacles in here, okay? One guy's looking down, the other guy's looking out. Oh, I really wish this would come into focus. So annoying. Sorry, I'm going to try something here. Sorry, guys. See if a little less light will do it. Oh, kind of. You get the gist here. So, you know, nobody's paying attention to what's above them. And there's quite a bit going on above them. Okay, there's quite a lot going on, and a lot of it is very abundant. So, what this Five of Pentacles tells me is two potential directions for why this card showed up in this particular read. One, you may be still having a little residual second guessing of your self, your plans, your goals, your dreams, your hopes, your feelings, stemming from a history of poverty. And poverty can take a lot of looks, right? I mean, you know, it could be literal poverty, right? This is Pentacles. It could be literal poverty, like talking the coin, talking the money. You know, you might say, hey, it's really scary to go out on my own and do this thing, or go in a different direction, or go against the grain from, you know, the non-traditional route, because, like, girls got to eat, rent is due, right? The light bill doesn't care about my esoteric la-di-da journey through space, right? Like, you want your lights, you pay the bill. So I get it. So, you know, coming from that poverty mentality myself, I can absolutely understand what it means to be hesitant to branch out on something that may not be lucrative at all, or may not be lucrative for a while. So if you're thinking of, you know, going in a more non-traditional alternative route when it comes to income, then, you know, this card may be popping up and saying, you've got some hesitation there. I get it. You know, like Spirit gets it. But poverty can take other looks as well. I mean, it can be poverty of the heart. It can be poverty of, you know, confidence. It can be poverty, you know, anything that you can have an abundance of, you can also have a lack of, right? And maybe literally and physically, tangibly, or, you know, internally and spiritually. So I think this card is coming up to say, you might want to check this poverty mentality wherever that fits into, you know, your program here. And you may want to look up. you may want to look at the resources that you may not be acknowledging or giving gratitude to, right? If you're too focused on the coin, then you're going to miss some of this other stuff up here, right? If you're too focused on other noise, then you're going to get yourself stuck in corners, and maybe you're going to miss ways to grab some of these different gifts that are already at the ready. Again, they're begging down here. He's not even involved. He's checked out. He's in despair. He's out. He's given up. She's looking to others. She's looking everywhere but up. And man, if one or both of them looked up, they may be quite surprised at how much they actually have. Even more so with this card at the bottom of the deck. The Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups, that is all about that wish fulfillment. The whole kit and caboodle. Emotionally satisfied, comfortable, happy. Look at all this root chakra flying all over this card. And solar plexus, you know, a lot of sunny energy. And I mean, cups are dumping on this happy family, right? We've got the husband, the wife, the kids, the kitty. We've got we got a hawk as a protector. We got fire. We got roots. We got all kinds of things going on here, right? This is the happy ending. This is the happy ending here. So maybe you're a little closer to your happy ending than you're really acknowledging and giving gratitude for. Okay? Maybe your version of the finish line and the happy ending has a little too much ego in it. And a little too much attachment to your version of the end goal, your version of the end game. Maybe you already have all you need. It can be very powerful and, well, life-changing to get to a place where you can have very little but still know and be grateful that you have everything that you need. And oftentimes, you don't get to that place until the only thing you have left is yourself. Just saying. All right, let's see here. I don't think I need to pull chakra cards because there is nothing but chakras all over these. Do I want to pull a major? Do I want to pull a... I mean, these are pretty intricate reads. There's not a whole lot I really need to pull to clarify. I mean, this deck is awesome. Well, let's pull some of these. Which is some oracles. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick something. I'm going to pick one of my animal decks. See what happens there. And Raven cards have been saying a lot lately. So we might go with that. Yeah, of course it came out. Okay. Actually, put this over here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna go with plants. Where am I at here? Half hour? Actually, no. We're gonna go with this. I'm gonna use the language of flowers. Whoopsies. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okie dokie. First up, you got the Vision Quest. Gorgeous card. Absolutely gorgeous card. And you also got the Witness. Vision Quest, I'm being called to this number as well, 6. 5 is a transition number, 6 is movement forward into that new direction. Vision Quests are all about that. Brings me back to this alien hermit and 3 of Swords, right? Probably did some Dark Night of the Soul stuff here, some real shadow work. And you're starting to come out of it, but part of you also knows that you're not done with that, and you're kind of bummed about that because that's tough work, and you want to start seeing some of the fruits of your labor, if you will. So what this is telling me, you know, and it's sort of that typical like kind of contrarian riddle type energy, that tends to come into my readings. You've been on a vision quest and you're still on a vision quest. So if you're asking questions like, are we there yet? The answer is no. If you realize you're there, then you're going to be there for a minute and then you're going to have to move again. Okay? Vision quests are funny like that. They're spits and spurts and they're kind of ongoing. Once you sign the contract to do the soul work, do the shadow work, you're kind of in it. And then the witness. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Completion, then goes back to 1. Okay? So that number tells me that you're ending a cycle. Okay? You're definitely ending a cycle. So, Vision Quest, Chapter 1, done. Moving forward. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 goes back down to a 1. You're starting a whole new cycle, and it's beginner's mind, and it's brand new, and you're not quite sure what you're going to do with that. You do not have the full story, and that's okay. However, this witness card is here to tell you that you have had witnesses and support through this chapter 1. Of course you're going to have witnesses and support in the next chapter, and the next chapter, and the next chapter. So, who are your guides? Who are your ancestors? Who are your spirits? Who are your animal friends? Who are your plant allies? Do you have a relationship with the moon? Do you have a relationship with the sun? What are your tools? What is your connection with yourself? This is now the time to start packing your bag for your next trip. Okay? And because you've already been on a vision quest and you've done damn good considering this reading, this one will be a little easier this time because you've got some power behind you. Okay? So, have you reached enlightenment? No. None of us have. Again, we are all in kindergarten and no one is in the driver's seat. Are you doing well? Absolutely. Absolutely. Adaptation. Change will be better than you think. Kind of goes with what I was just saying. And also back to this card. Okay? Maybe the finish line, probably the finish line will look a lot different than what you expected. And perhaps you are already there. So it may be worth taking stock in that and doing that good old-fashioned practice of gratitude. So easy in theory, oftentimes challenging in practice. Okay, well, that's what I've got for you. I hope that made sense. Like I say, this is very interesting energy, and, you know, certain vibrations are going to get it, certain vibrations are not going to get it, and that's okay. I'm here to bring the messages, and I'm here to raise the vibe. So I hope you got something out of it. Hope you had fun. I know I did. If you are interested in a personal reading or the Lunar Smudge series that I have, you can check that out at takataro.com. Again, that's TAKA tarot.com. And on the note with the Lunar Smudge, if you are new to smudging, or if you're like, smudging, what's that? Or I've heard of it, I've kind of done it once, I think I had a sage stick one time, but I don't really know. If you're new to it, please reach out to me, and I am happy to teach you about that ceremony at no cost. Okay? Smudging is a sacred ceremony, and if you honor it, it will honor you. And if you're intimidated by it or unsure on how to engage in that particular ceremony, and I don't say practice, it's a ceremony. If you engage in that ceremony and you you want to honor that, and you don't want to dishonor that ceremony, so you're a little gun shy about it, totally understandable. Continue to humble yourself and reach out to me, and I would be honored to be your teacher around that ceremony. And I don't charge anything for that, okay? I do not. So, again, you can find me at takataro.com. And until next time, until the next moon cycle, which will be a full moon, I wish you well. Hope you have a wonderful solar eclipse and new moon in Gemini. Love you all.